G20 ഉച്ചകോടിക്കായി ഇന്ത്യ ഒരുങ്ങുകയാണ്. ഒപ്പം ഇന്ത്യയിലേക്ക് എത്തുന്ന അതിഥികളുണ്ട്. നമുക്കൊപ്പമുള്ളത് ഡെൻമാർക്കിന്റെ ഇന്ത്യയിലെ അംബാസഡർ freddy-svane സാറാണ്. Sir, what do you expect India's presidency over G20?
We expect so much, so we can't get our arms down, I must say. Denmark has been advising the Indian G20 presidency on the green tracks, climate and energy transition. That's our core discipline. And we have high hopes. And why? Because we need a new agenda, a new direction for the global efforts to fight the climate changes, to secure reforms of the multilateral investment banks and development banks, and a lot of other things. So we have high hopes when it comes to the Indian presidency.
So while we are talking about India and Denmark relationship, we are focused in the climate changes and especially the protection of the nature. Yeah. So in the near coming future, I think the G20 will be set a new plan or new platform for the same about the cultural protection and also the natural and environment carbon footprint reducing. And I think there's a much more area which need more attention to be given.
Right you are. Denmark and India, we have a so-called Green Strategic Partnership that we entered into back in September 2020. It was the first of its kind in the world, first for India and first for Denmark. And the whole idea was really to bring our skills, whatever we have done in Denmark, even though we are a small country, but we still have the same challenges as you have in a minor scale, obviously. But we decided to bring all our skills to India. Not to tell India what to do, but to inspire India. And as you rightly said, I mean, we need to tackle all these big issues that are making our life not as hopeful and prosperous that we could hope for. I'm fine, but there are tons of people in India, in Asia, and not to talk about Africa, are not having the same opportunities. They are suffering from a lot of these crises and catastrophes. So we have to set a new agenda. And the Indian presidency will set that new agenda. India holds a compass for a new and better and greener world.
Just for a clarification, as part of European Union, the entire world is standing against war, which we have seen in Ukraine and also in Russia. Not a specific in such Ukraine or Russia or anywhere in the world, the war is affecting the humanity in a large manner. It's also affect the economical part of the entire countries. So how do Denmark sees that war? What should be the debate which should take place in the G20 about the war happening in the world?
We all know that G20 is not about foreign policy. It's about development. It's about climate, economic cooperation, and so forth. But unfortunately, we have this unprovoked war by Russia. Russia attacked Ukraine. The whole world is suffering from that. And I mean, I have never in my life imagined that we had a war, or will have a war in Europe, but we have. And that has, unfortunately, had huge consequences for people in Africa, people in India, in Asia, in Latin America. People are suffering. So the only answer to that is, of course, for Russia to withdraw. I mean, that can be done, and then the war is over. And, you know, this is an attack on the UN Charter. UN Charter sets out the global community's aspirations, but also principles for our, let's say, interaction and integrity, rule of law, and respect for humanity are so important, so we can't just give up here. So it's unfortunate that the whole world is brought into big challenges due to this war. So war cannot, should not ever be the response to anything. And as the Honorable Prime Minister of India has said, this is not an era of war. I subscribe to that. Denmark subscribes to that. But until this has been solved, Denmark stands firmly behind Ukraine. And I'm pretty sure that will also be part of the discussion at the upcoming G20. So I can only say, Bharat ko shubhkamnaye Modi. Dhanyavad.
എന്തായാലും അദ്ദേഹം അവസാനം ഹിന്ദിയിലാണ് സംസാരിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചത്. എന്തായാലും വളരെ നന്നായി തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ആ ഒരു വിഷയത്തിലെല്ലാം സംസാരിച്ചു. എന്തായാലും G20യെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഡെൻമാർക്ക് വളരെ വിശാലമായ ചർച്ചകൾ നടക്കും. അതായത് യുദ്ധം, വാർ ആയാലും അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ സാമ്പത്തിക രംഗം, എക്കണോമിക്കലായാലും എല്ലാം അത്തരത്തിലൊരു ചർച്ചകൾ നടക്കുമെന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത്. ഡെൻമാർക്കിന് ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വം ഇന്ത്യയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം അർപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്.
Thank you, my friend. How do you say Dhanyavad in
Malayalam. എല്ലാ മലയാളികൾക്കും നന്ദി.
Kupnani.
Nani.
Mamni.
നന്ദി.
Nani. Nani. Thank you, my friends. Dhanyavad.